Well, at least the Jags didn't make it. What's up, everybody? If this is your first time here, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Zach, but you all can call me the Tennessee Fanatic or the TN Fanatic for short. On this channel, I post reactions to my favorite team's games, but today is not about that. No siree. Today is not just about any game. It's about the biggest game. Super Bowl 60 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. And I am here to give my official prediction on which team I believe is going to hoist that Lombardi trophy. And yes, I know there are some Titan stuff in the background here, but I promise there is going to be no bias here. But before I give my prediction, I do want to set the stage for how both of these teams, the Patriots and the Seahawks, got here into the Super Bowl. And since I kind of mentioned them already, since I kind of referenced them, let's go ahead and talk about the AFC champion, the New England Patriots. First thing that I want to say, you know what? I don't care. I don't care that Mike Vrabel, our former coach, arguably our best coach that we've had in years, goes to the Super Bowl, takes his Patriots, his former team, to the Super Bowl in his very first year. I'm not bothered by it at all. I mean, great head coaches get fired from the NFL all the time, but for some reason, the Titans have been, we faced a lot more ridicule than some other teams that have done that. Probably because ever since we fired Vrabel, we've looked like a completely different team. And people have called us out on it. And big shout out to Jamie Eisner for this stat right here, because this kind of sums it up. So the Patriots have won as many games since December 21st of 2025 as we have won since firing Mike Vrabel. Here's my take on all of this. You know, Mike Vrabel, there is no doubt that he is a great head coach, but the message just wasn't translating anymore. And again, it happens to so many teams. You know, I would argue, why would the Eagles fire Doug Peterson? You know, led them to their first Super Bowl. Why would the Falcons fire Dan Quinn? You know, why would the Packers fire Mike McCarthy? I can go on all day long. But the fact of the matter is that just the message that Vrabel was conveying, it wasn't being translated. But again, you know what? That's all in the past right now. I have a lot of confidence in what general manager Mike Borgonzi is building in Nashville. I believe in the vision he has, bringing in Robert Saleh as our new head coach, Brian Daboll as our new offensive coordinator. And we got rookies that showed out this year. Ironman, Helm, DK, who made the Pro Bowl, by the way, along with Jeffrey Simmons, one of the best defensive tackles in the league. And of course, we got our quarterback, Cam Ward. So yeah, I wanted to just say that, kind of put that out there. Yeah, anyways, back to the Patriots. You know, their path to the Super Bowl, it was as easy as it can be. The Patriots had the easiest strength of schedule this year. I've heard some fans go so far as to comparing it to Candyland. But you know, with that being said, Candyland is still a game that you have to win. And for the Patriots, that's all that they have done this year is win. Drake May, definitely a MVP-worthy campaign he had this year. In the regular season, he had 4,394 passing yards, fourth in the league. He had 31 touchdowns. Stephon Diggs over 1,000 yards this year. And the Pats offense as a whole averaged almost 400 yards in a game. But in the postseason, as we saw, I think it was their defense that showed out. Throughout their 3 playoff games that the Patriots played, they have allowed just 2 touchdowns. Now again, I will acknowledge that even here in the playoffs, their path to the Super Bowl was as easy as can be. I mean, they faced playoff Justin Herbert, playoff CJ Stroud, and atrocious Texans offense, and Jared Stidham. I know, it's like Candyland, and for some fans, I'm sure there are some passionate fans out there that feel like these Patriots need a reality check. Well, if there's one team that is capable of giving New England that reality check, it is these Seattle Seahawks. Are we sure that the NFL's not scripted? Are we sure about this? Because this just feels too good to be true. Sam Darnold, the 3rd overall pick in 2018. Arguably one of the best quarterback classes ever, with guys like Baker Mayfield, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. And Sam Darnold's career in the NFL, I'm sure, was anything but easy. Like, he failed with the Jets. He was a backup in Carolina, comes and goes from San Fran, goes to the Vikings, leads them to 14 wins, a 14-win season, gets outcasted by Minnesota, signs with the Seahawks, and completely turns that team around. For Sam Darnold, this was his second consecutive year having over 4,000 passing yards. He had 25 touchdowns. A lot of those were to Jackson Smith and Jigba. He racked up near 1,800 receiving yards during the regular season, and along with that, he had 10 touchdowns. And I think a lot of fans would agree with me that JSN, he has to be the offensive player of the year. He has had a phenomenal season. Cooper Kupp has also been a great addition to the team. Seattle, they have been such a complete team this year on both sides of the ball, and we really saw that during the postseason. In the playoffs, they destroy the Niners 41-6. In the NFC Championship, the Rams did give them a much bigger fight. Stafford and Nakua, that duo has just been unstoppable. Devontae Adams, give him credit as well. He had a great performance in that NFC Championship. But Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, it felt like they had an answer for everything that the Rams threw at them. Darnold was 25 for 36, had 346 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It's a little side note here. How do you leave JSN that wide open on that touchdown pass? I mean, come on, of all of the guys to leave that wide open, it is JSN. Unbelievable. And, I think that is what really hurt the Rams in that championship game. Giving up the big play 1 too many times. We saw that in their game against the Panthers, and we really saw it when they played against the Bears in the divisional round. And Sam Darnold, all game long, he was looking cool as ever. He was looking like just a kid in the backyard playing ball. Fast forward to that final play, Stafford to Nakua, couldn't get out of bounds. Time runs out, and Seattle advances to the Super Bowl. Fun fact, and this has to be one of the craziest stats that I've ever heard. Whenever there is a new pope elected in that same year or in that same season, the Seahawks make the Super Bowl. Well, I suppose it kind of makes sense because this season, Sam Darnold and the Seahawks, they have blessed us with an unforgettable season. The question is, can they get one more win on the biggest stage of them all? All right, so currently, as I'm filming this, the Seahawks are 3.5-point favorites, and ESPN has them winning at a percentage of 59.5%. So the Patriots are clearly the underdogs in this game for good reason. The Seahawks defense, they have had some strong showings as of late. And I think that's the big key for Seattle coming into this game, is get Drake May uncomfortable. The Seahawks scoring defense, best in the league, 17.5 points allowed per game. I feel like if they contain May in the pocket and prevent him from having those big-time long throws, it is going to be a long day for Patriots fans. And personally, I doubt if Stevenson or Henderson at running back, I doubt that they can carry the load if the passing offense for New England does not get going. The Seahawks have now gone 27 straight games without allowing a 100-yard rusher. And that, in those games, that includes players like Bijan Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, and Christian McCaffrey. I think for New England, the big key for them is beat Seattle at their own game in forcing the turnovers. Force the turnovers and capitalize on them. Only Minnesota committed more turnovers in the regular season. And Sam Darnold, yes, while he has been playing elite, he is playing through an oblique injury during the regular season. As crazy as it sounds, Sam Darnold, he did throw the 3rd most picks with 14. The Patriots defense, they are certainly capable of exploiting that and forcing Sam Darnold to see some ghosts again. And plus the Seahawks coming into the Super Bowl, they are going to go in there without one of the most reliable players, running back Zach Charbonnet. He had an ACL tear, so he's not going to be available for Seattle to use in this game. So if Seattle is stalled early, if their offense cannot get going, if it's a close defensive game, I believe Drake May will do what he did in the AFC Championship. Figure out Seattle's defense, have the plays, make those plays, drive his team down the field, and get points. All right, so which team do I believe is going to win this game? All right, here it is, folks. Here is my prediction. The team that I believe is going to win Super Bowl 60 is, drumroll, the Seattle Seahawks! And here's why. I feel like even if the Patriots offense does find some rhythm, even if they are making big plays in this game, Seattle, I just have this feeling that they are going to have an answer for everything. Because like we've seen it against multiple teams this season, whether it's like an offensive shootout or if it's a game that has more defensive highlights. Seattle, they are fully capable of answering that bell, no matter which bell rings. And personally, I do have my doubts if the Pats secondary can shut down Jackson Smith and Jigba. But even if they do, even if, again, I have my doubts, even if they do manage to shut him down, I mean, there's still Cooper Kupp out there. There's still Shaheed, who I believe has been a great addition to Seattle this season. On the other side, their defense, Seattle's defense, while they did give up some big plays against the Rams, those guys made the plays needed in order to clinch that win. And again, all due respect to the Patriots, and this is what it comes back to, Seattle is no doubt their toughest opponent that they have ever played. I believe the Patriots, during the regular season, played only 3 teams with a winning record and lost 2 of them. Seattle is the toughest team that New England will play all year long. And I'm sorry, Patriots fans, Drake May is not Tom Brady. No sirree. I do not believe that he is built for this moment. And I believe he is going to crack under the pressure. Seattle will exploit it and win their second ever Super Bowl. Let's just hope they hand it off this time. But fans, that's going to do it for this prediction video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you all enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell, and you can join our Fanatic Army. And honey salutes to all of you as always. Let me know which team you believe in the comments is going to win this year's Super Bowl. And with that being said, I hope all of you have a fantastic day.